truth is, I did used to be cringe. I'm still embracing my inner cringe. I think it's a healthy thing. I used to be cringe just so I could fit in. I feel more myself than ever. Looking good, man.
What's up?
How you doing?
Good to see you.
Good to see you, friend.
How's it going?
It's very velvety in here.
It really is. But you've been here before. You know this place well.
I do. I just did a residency here. I think LA is gonna have its own kind of special. This is how amazing is this venue?
You played an unreleased song here?
I did. I played a couple. I played a couple unreleased songs. Coco Jones came here. Babyface came to the New York Blue Note. That was fun. It is a trip being here with no audience in here. We had 16 shows. Can you believe that?
Wow. Just here or also the New York one?
I think total of 8. A total of 16, so 8 shows here.
I mean, it's a nice spot. I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
The Wizard of Oz was also here with you, Jeff Goldblum, right?
That's right. He was, Jeff is so funny. He came here one night and we had a whole thing planned out, and I was like, we're gonna follow the cue cards, right? He was like, yeah, you'll sing one of your songs. I'm like, perfect. He gets on stage and he looks at the crowd and is like, is anyone young enough in here to remember All This Love by El DeBarge? And he's like, you know how to play it, right, Charlie? I'm like, that show was 2 hours because we spent 30 minutes on stage all singing just a bunch of random covers.
Just off of his request, or did you have thoughts on what you wanted to play?
Yeah, he was like, can you play any Boys II Men records? It was, so it turned into kind of like a mini karaoke night.
I saw the Cyndi Lauper Time After Time moment. That was cute too.
Yes, Jeff Goldblum. His brain is so fascinating. He has so many musical thoughts all at once. I guess my job at that point was to organize them.
He's on that new album too, right?
He is on track 11 of Whatever's Clever, and that was such a fun time recording that with him. It was very cathartic, like therapeutic experience.
Why so?
On the second verse of that song, I always had something in mind, and I had taken it off. I muted what I originally had in mind, and I told the engineer to loop 8 bars for infinity. Just loop it for an hour. And I wanted Jeff to speak to me like he was speaking to his own children. Come to find out that he actually has a son named Charlie, ironically. He gets on the mic and says, well boys, I'm not gonna bother imitating him, but it's just like life advice that he would give his sons, he gave on top of my record. It was wonderful.
Whatever's clever until it happens to you.
Whatever's clever until it happens to you. Whatever's clever is just something I just said while making this album over and over again. Should we do this? Should we use this sound here? Whatever's clever. Minimal thinking about, oh, this sound better work with this sound here. It was a lot of gospel and jazz derivatives here in this album. It's almost theatrical and Broadway, which is why I guess it makes sense. We debuted the era here at the Blue Note, because it is inherently a jazzy album.
I know you've said that this is your first album where you went in wanting to make an album from the start, right? Mm-hmm. And you tapped BloodPop for it, so I would love the story of how it started.
I actually resisted, and I told Blood this before, he doesn't mind me saying, I resisted working with him for a while. I think a criticism I often get is that people might know my music before they know me. He was echoing that, and he said it's my job as an artist to fix that in a way. He wants to be part of that fixing. Fixing might be the wrong word, but the slightly rearranging the perspective, put life first and let the music follow. And that's what I did on this album. That's what he influenced me to do. First thing that he said to me when he came in with his giant whiteboard was, have you ever written a song for your dad before? And I got kind of uncomfortable and I tensed up because, again, I'm all over the internet listening to a sound of a bell and then figuring out what the song is about. And that's fun and kitschy and entertaining and hopefully inspires people to make music. I don't feel like I've ever let anybody into my personal life. So I was like, what do you mean, song about my dad? And he was like, you know, he's gonna need it one day. And I started to get like really defensive, like, you don't even know my dad, what are you talking about? And then a week later, his mother had passed away at 94 years old. He now had a song for him. I didn't tell him about it, but I wrote a song for him a week before that happening. It was kind of almost, Blood's kind of like a wizard in a way. I actually think he studies wizardry and can kind of catch a glimpse into the future. And then I thought to myself, I can include these jazzy isms and these, we had a whole choir all over this album because I was really influenced by gospel music and Baptist church choirs. All my music isms were checked off, and then I had a personal message to my dad. So I had never done that in music before, and he influenced me to kind of take a step in that direction.
The fact that you were able to tap into something so personal and do it with your dad, like what was your dad's reaction to listening to the song?
He cried. The song's called Cry.
Yeah.
This life can be a lot, and you'll get caught up in your thoughts like my father.
When you're writing music, you want to convey a specific emotion. If you want to convey a specific emotion, rather, you can do that with the music alone, and then lyrics on top is just the cherry on top. It's an extra added push in the right direction. I think when he heard the music, he understood what the song was right away. And there's a lot of instances like that on this album, songs written for my friends, people in my past, my family, etc.
There's a song for your brother as well?
Yeah, it's called Hey Brother. What it must be like growing up with somebody. I'm growing up with him, he's growing up with me, and we're both in this music industry. He's doing his thing, I'm doing my thing. It doesn't change the relationship so drastically, it makes it more complex than what it was in 2005. And I always wondered why I never touched upon that in anything musical of mine. My hope with this album is that people can get to understand me as a person more than they have in the past. What's funny is that I don't consider any of these 12 songs to be clever. I consider them to be real. Maybe I'm just sitting here with you now in this special room where I played a lot of these songs, I'm thinking maybe by me naming the album Whatever's Clever is kind of a cathartic goodbye to a former way of thinking / songwriting.
I was thinking too, with Charlie, your last album, you completely self-produced it, and this time you had BloodPop with you. Did that also change things for you and how you approached music making?
Absolutely. Blood's process was, again, putting the life experience first and letting the music follow. And it kind of taught me that, and just a little bit of mushrooms, it showed me that I can let go. I don't have to be so in the production when a song is written, because it takes focus away of the songwriting. What I mean by that is I don't need to fixate on a kick drum for hours. It doesn't really do anything for the song in that moment. It's about getting the song done and then just getting the production done after. And it might not be the cleanest mix, but maybe that's what it's supposed to be.
It started with I Used to Be Cringe?
Yeah, it did. This album, in my mind, started on my wife's birthday when we were driving to a restaurant. And that song, I'm really bad at explaining how to write songs. Well, not really bad, just I feel like I don't know how to explain what it's like when a song just appears in my head and then it lands in my head, stays there like a landed helicopter, and I have to reverse engineer what's in my head and put it into the computer. That's what happened with this song. I just heard I knew it was going to be an F major. I heard the whole thing in my head. The truth is, I did used to be cringe. I'm still embracing my inner cringe. I think it's a healthy thing.
Was it a lot of self-reflection? And I want to preface this with, I went back to Charlie's vlogs and was watching some of those.
Yeah.
Would you include that as cringe?
Yeah, that's there. I think there's good and bad cringe. It's all, but it might all be good. Yeah, me in high school vlogging myself going to Starbucks in 2008 is millennial cringe. And Gen Alpha and Gen Z will make fun of everybody, but one day someone's going to make fun of them too. I just think it's an important thing to do. We're all human in the day and age of all this artificial intelligence. It's nice to see humans making fun of each other, and nicely, hopefully. What part of that song is about is me reflecting on there was a point in my artistic career where I may have been putting up a front a little bit. I might have been exaggerating things. I was dyeing my hair. Like, I was just experimenting because I didn't really know what it was like to finally land and be an artist. I was putting on a lot of different hats. And the song is beautiful too. It's but it's sometimes hard to listen to.
I'm thinking of Blonde Puth. I'm thinking of Lip Ring Puth.
It was fake. It was. I don't know why. I have no regrets. I will say, rather than beat myself up, no pun intended.
But it's okay, please don't beat yourself up for whatever you do.
I'm so happy that I finally landed to myself. I feel more myself than ever.
Maybe in a lot of ways, like you needed those moments to find,
I believe I did.
right?
I definitely believe I did.
Are there any public moments that you do look back on in those early days? I've been thinking a lot about 2016 and 2015.
What's one that comes to your mind?
Well, there's two.
Okay.
The AMAs.
Oh yeah, no, but Megan put me on the biggest stage in my career at my point. I'm so grateful for that moment. How many years ago was that now?
That's like 11 years now.
Were you there?
I was not. I was in high school.
Oh, I'm officially becoming Unk. I'm really grateful for that moment. I had never performed on national TV like that before. We performed my song Marvin Gaye. I think the younger version of me used to, again, beat myself up like, why would I put a song out called Marvin Gaye? That was kitschy and stupid. It was fun. It was a #1 record in the UK, somebody like that. And now I listen to it, I'm like, at 34 years old, and I'm like, that's not that bad of a song. I like the snare drum, it's fun. It reminded me of when Instagram, you would scroll on Instagram, and you get all the way to the bottom, and it would say, okay, you've seen enough. That doesn't happen anymore, right? It's just an endless, we know what 100,000 people are doing all at once. So I have good memories associated with that song.
That was a good year. 2016, 2015 was a good year. Well, your album came out 2016.
Mm-hmm. And I remember all those reviews, but you gotta understand, I had my voice on the biggest collaboration song in the world. It was a #1 song for 12 weeks that I was a part of.
And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
After that song came out, it was an uphill battle to figure out who I was artistically. And I had to figure it out in front of millions of people. I came to LA thinking I was just gonna be a producer and a songwriter. I never thought in my wildest dreams I'd stay on that song and become the artist. So yeah, I'm gonna try to make a song called One Call Away, and it's a piano song. I'm gonna make a song called Marvin Gaye, and maybe it's a funny song.
Till the dawn, let's Marvin Gaye and get it on.
Now I'm gonna make a song that has like a little Spanish influence, and it's gonna have a very 2016 four on the floor kick drum called We Don't Talk Anymore, and it's gonna be a duet.
We don't talk anymore like we used to do.
And I'm gonna put out Attention and make an R&B album.
Yeah, you just want attention. I knew from the start.
I had to explore, I had no choice. I had to strike while the iron's hot, and I enjoyed doing it.
The song you mentioned, obviously, See You Again, which is massive, and you performed it really recently at the Dick Clark's Rockin' Eve.
I did, I changed the arrangement up because you can only do it the same way so many times.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
What's it like revisiting that song and being able to change up an arrangement and it feel fresh? It felt different, like it felt new.
That's nice of you. It felt new for me too. Have you ever been to a concert and the artist plays the hit song, but it's like in a completely different key, and it's like, oh man, that's not me. I still want the essence and the excitement of why people love the song to be there, but I never, law of diminishing returns. I don't want it to be the same thing always, so why can't See You Again be completely a cappella? I keep looking over there because all of my background singers and I perform that version here for the first time. Music is such a physical, visceral feeling for me. I look at it over there like it's a...
Should we go? Since we're here?
I'm dying to.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's go over there.
Okie doke.
So this is typically the part of the show where we eat something, but I can tell you're not hungies today.
Oh my God. You're not. You know what? I don't even care. You are so funny.
Instead, I'll watch you eat on the piano. How's that?
You know how I was saying before, like the jazzisms, like if C major chord, there's a big difference between a C major chord and like a C major 7 chord. This is a C major 7. Like personally, doesn't that make you feel a little bit different? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like your shoulders went back. You're like, and versus, and even. Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Versus, that's like a happy B flat minor chord. Instead you add like the extra notes in between. And then suddenly it's like a Sade kind of thing. There's a song called Sideways. Like if I played Sideways like this, kind of makes the, it sounds like a dramatic Phantom of the Opera thing, but if I do it like, that ooh is what, I just made you say ooh without even saying, hey, can you please say ooh, Tomas? Like, I can do that. Anybody can do that with the power of like these dissonant notes in between. That's what I was trying to musically convey on this album, and I trip over my words, I get all excited.
No, I love that. And then also, it's a duet on that song too, a little bit.
Coco Jones.
Coco's voice is so gorgeous, and with you, sounds amazing.
Whenever I'm doing a duet with anybody, I mentally take a back seat and put them in the forefront. Like, I'm not going to sing over Coco Jones. She has a much better voice than me. I want to, or just a different voice. If her voice is here and like very, like this, it's hard to explain, I want to be hugging that. I don't want to also be matching it because that's going to be annoying to listen to, because she has a very powerful like tone. She has a very, very powerful tone. Babyface taught me how to do that.
Really?
Back in 2016, he gave me the tip of, hey, when you're layering all your background vocals, just whisper. The lyric is, even if we go sideways, even if we go sideways, even if we swing out and up and up. I just say, even if we go sideways, like really close to the microphone, even if we scream out and up, because you want that air, and then you make it sound really thin, and then you put it against her vocal, my vocal, and then it's just the air. It's like it's like every sound frequency from your voice, and it just makes it sound thicker and warmer. I don't know if I'm explaining that right.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Where else on the album do you see those like jazzisms coming out? Like,
definitely on Don't Meet Your Heroes. These are a song about being disappointed meeting someone that you've looked up to for such a long time. There's a little bit of a modulation there. And then this was, just a little bit of mushrooms, and then I cut me a Conway, bro. Yeah. It's better if there's like a, and then we do. Don't meet your heroes, they're not as they seem. I love that melody. So that's like a 6/8 timing, like. I'd say like probably the least jazziest song is ironically the one with Jeff Goldblum, who has a jazz band.
I was also thinking a lot about the fact that your voice just works super well with female vocalists, like together, like Raven Lenae on New Jersey.
The song's about the Garden State, and it's about like me like trying to convince myself that I don't like going there because I'm afraid to run into somebody of my past. It's kind of, that's meant to be like a fun thing, and she brought the energy, like the kind of the sassy tone to it. Which I haven't heard from her. It was giving like virtuosic diva kind of tone. It was really, really good.
Speaking musically, why do you think your vocals and like female vocals work so well together? Like, what is it that makes them mesh so well?
I don't try and upstage anybody. I naturally never want to upstage anybody musically. I'm always trying to blend in with everybody because it just makes us both sound better. And I do that, like how I adjusting my tone and reading the room and blending in with the person singing with me. Doesn't that make you feel nice?
It's like, I feel relaxed. I feel like myself falling back a little bit.
This album touches on a really transitional time musically, 1989 into 1990, when you would hear Vogue by Madonna for the first time and hear a whole bunch of sonics that you might not have heard in 1988. Strike a pose. Everybody hears the big snare drum, oh, he's doing an 80s thing. I would argue and say that I'm doing like a 1993 thing and a 2026 thing, and doing something that I've never done before, which is be incredibly honest.
Okay, this is like me conflating two things, but the nostalgia feeling of the song, like the music, mixed with you opening up, like it feels like safe a little bit because you know the sounds, and now you're speaking out or you're singing out about whatever you want to talk about.
Well, musically, it had to feel familiar for me to actually feel comfortable to say the things that I'm saying on this record. Like I'm not gonna, like on Used to Be Cringe, I'm not gonna, I used to be cringe. It's like, it's so melodramatic, and you kind of, you don't, if it's a dark lyric, my rule is you don't want to make it even more melancholic by being like so melodramatic. You want it to kind of be like, oh, what's this? Is he gonna sing something happy? What could it be like? I used to be cringe just so I could fit in and have a seat at the table. Which is a true story. But I kind of am able to say it. Like, I can't feasibly say that to you, Tomas, without having the music in the background. It, like the music feeling familiar to me and being an array of sounds that I would normally reach for allows me to be more open.
Also having somebody like BloodPop who's being like, write a song about your dad.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Right.
we would have our quaffs. I'm not doing that, but he was like, please trust me. And I had to really be open-minded.
Was there anything on the album that you were like, ooh, I don't know if I want to actually keep that on there, like it might be a little too personal?
There's a song about the time I had to, there was a friend of mine that really needed help, and I had to organize an intervention of all the people that loved him so much, and we all echoed what I was saying from the beginning, you need help, and that song's called Washed Up. It sounds like the Pina Colada song. It sounds like a song you hear on vacation, like a Jimmy Buffett song. I do that so it has the happy trumpets, but I put those in place so I'm able to talk about heavier things. I never thought I would write a song about an intervention. And I never thought I would write a song about meeting someone I looked up to for such a long time and being let down when I met them, being so, not even disappointed, just so heartbroken that that's who they really are. But if I put some nice familiar jazz that I grew up playing my entire life, I suddenly am an open book. The song I love the most is the one with Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins. How am I gonna make a new album and not have Michael McDonald and Kenny Loggins on it? That's like a modern day yacht rock, like bear. 2-5-1s. It's gonna be a Berkeley favorite. The bridge is so crazy on that. That was my reward for being so honest.
How did you get them on the album? Like, you got two icons really to join you on a song that really emulates that time, that era.
I think it's a snowball effect. They liked my work on my second album, and I had worked with James Taylor, and I think Michael was friendly with James, or I don't remember if they had the same management. I might be making that up completely, but it's a small group, us musicians, so everybody talks, and if I do a good job, I guess I get the privilege of working with two legends.
And you've talked a lot about auditioning and like wanting to perform the national anthem.
Yeah, I try and not over-rehearse. I stick with the original arrangement that I have concocted in my head.
Oh, say does that star-spangled
I'm approaching it in a similar way of how I write music. It's about taking what's in my head and reverse engineering it, pulling all the layers and separation, the layers rather, in my head and separating them and putting them into the orchestra, into the choir, just getting through one of the hardest pieces of music ever.
Jay-Z loved your rendition of it, so clearly it worked
Allegedly.
out.
That's what I was told. I don't know if that's, I don't want to have that printed and be like, that's a matter of fact. Music is my manifestation. The reason why I have a demo recording of myself singing it, it's just so I could play it back and have something feasible that I could hold, because I always dreamed of doing this. And you know, you ever manifest anything before you write what you want to happen down on a piece of paper? I do that, but I have a better time just making a song or performing a song that I want to perform and having a recording that I just keep for myself. Somehow he heard it.
We're in this intimate Blue Note Jazz Club.
Mm-hmm.
You're going on a world tour this year in arenas.
Yeah.
What do you prefer, an intimate setting or a big arena?
I honestly like them both. I actually think performing in the smaller, intimate rooms may be a bit harder. I feel like if you make a mistake, there's less echo, especially in here with all the soundproofing. The whole reason why we did our residency, my band and I, at the Blue Note New York and the Blue Note LA, was to give a taste of what the arena shows were what they were gonna be. We want the arena shows with 10,000, 12,000, whatever people to feel like there's 200 people. Even the way that we're designing the tour, without revealing too much, what Baz is putting together, even visually, is reflecting a small, intimate environment in a large arena like Madison Square Garden. So if I can accomplish that with all the wonderful musicians I'm so lucky I get to play with, I feel like we've done a good job. And it all started here.
Okay, and
you've got to come to a show, you'll
I
love
will
it.
be there. I already put it in my calendar.
Okay. Oh, that's oh, that's cute.
Since we're here and we have the two pianos in front of us, what do you prefer, a grand piano or a keyboard like this?
This is the Roland Phantom. I have something from its competitor from around the early 2000s. This is a very early 2000s keyboard. I mean, I don't know. This is like my go-to. It's just so real, but this has the fun. This has the fun sounds like the pat. I actually just like just playing them both. Like, oh man. Don't you feel like you're in a spa right now? It's like very Robert Glasper. But then if it's like too much, it's like the energy just drops and it just becomes such a different thing, and that's all accomplished through sound. And I guess that's something you can kind of expect on the tour as well. We had limited time here, hour show each night, except the Jeff Goldblum night, which was like almost 2 hours. But at the Whatever's Clever tour, you can expect the intimacy of something like this, but on a larger stage. And you can, the most important thing to me is you can see all of the musicians, because it is the Charlie Puth show, but it's like, that's not just me, it's everybody, because it just makes for a better show.
Well, we'll have to go see it. I'm really excited.
Front and center you're gonna be.
I'll be there. I'll be there filming and listening and dancing along. Will we get a special rendition of See You Again there like we did on Rockin' Eve?
Absolutely. It'll either be that a cappella version, or I won't even say anything, because I feel like the great thing about playing with such brilliant musicians is that you can make last minute changes. It'll sound like we've been rehearsing it for months.
Well, I'll see you there. Thank you, Charlie, for joining us today.
Thank you.
This is so much fun.
How do we end it? I know you so well. Do I give you a handshake?
Let's do that.
That's
Why
so
not?
anticlimactic. I don't know.
I can't hug you. There's a piano between us.
I know. Well, I feel safe right now. This is my goodbye.